Millions of Americans are now starting to feel the pinch of the coronavirus panic. Some of them have already been laid off, others have been furloughed without pay. Businesses are being forced to close indefinitely, stocks are tanking, and no one is seeing the light at the end of this tunnel. And what are the media doing? Accusing Trump of racism for calling the coronavirus the Chinese virus, which it is. The panic over the coronavirus has officially reached coast to coast, and it's affecting everyone in ways that just a few weeks ago we couldn't have even imagined. My mom is a substitute teacher. Like many others, she lost days of work and thousands of dollars that she was counting on when the schools were closed. My dad had to tell his crew that he wasn't sure they'd have work in the coming weeks. A friend of mine just got furloughed for 45 days without pay. Our state shut down all public dining areas and eat-in restaurants. So a few nights ago, my husband and I ordered takeout from a small family-owned restaurant up the street from our house, and the owner told us that they'd only had a few to-go orders that day and that they're already feeling the hurt. Gone are the days of telling people that they should simply avoid crowds for a couple weeks. Now, local and state governments are shutting down private businesses, closing schools, implementing curfews, breaking up church gatherings, and threatening to arrest anyone who meets in groups of more than 10 people, depending on where you live. San Franciscans are being ordered not to leave their homes unless they're going to the doctor, the pharmacy, or the grocery store. Millions of Americans are hurting right now. Some people have already been laid off from their jobs. Others will be sent home without pay for God only knows how long. People aren't sure how they'll pay their bills. Landlords don't know if they'll get rent. Small businesses that can't afford to pay weeks of sick leave are trying to figure out how to keep their doors open. The Economic Policy Institute estimates that this outbreak could wipe out 3 million jobs by the summer. And we have no clue how to stop the bleeding because we don't know how long it will last. The most recent government plan estimates this pandemic could be with us for 18 months. Meanwhile, the government's pumping in money that we don't actually have to try to keep the economy afloat. And in the middle of all of this chaos and uncertainty, what are the media doing? Well, they're freaking out over Trump calling this the Chinese virus.
A person at the White House used the term Kung flu. My question is, do you think that's wrong, Kung flu? And do you think using the term Chinese virus, that puts Asian Americans at risk, that people might target them?
No, not at all.
The president is also defending calling the coronavirus the Chinese virus, despite fierce criticism that the term is racist and stigmatizes Chinese Americans.
Trump, meanwhile, has a catchy little nickname for the coronavirus. He now calls it the Chinese virus every chance he gets. Because, they say a great way to prevent a virus from spreading is to name it something racist.
Seriously. That's what they have found a problem with in this whole nightmare. That some people are calling this the Chinese virus, which it is. And that's not racist, it's a fact. You want to know why people have been so skeptical of this whole apocalypse? Why it's so hard to believe news reports these days? This right here. Because the media are so out of touch with everyday American life that they actually think that this is what's important right now. Americans are suffering in real time, and self-righteous reporters are sitting in the White House briefing room demanding Trump stop pointing out that this virus came from China because it might offend some people. Even though they were doing it well before they decided it was racist. Here's CNN, for example.
Concern is growing this morning over an outbreak of a new SARS-like virus in China. At least 6 people have died from the Wuhan coronavirus.
The Wuhan coronavirus.
The 34-year-old ophthalmologist diagnosed Saturday with the Wuhan coronavirus.
The Wuhan coronavirus.
That's what they think you care about as you sit in your living room watching your retirement go down the drain or wondering whether your job will still be there in the morning. That some reporter got her panties in a twist because she claimed some unnamed person in the White House called it the Kung flu. It came from China. It was spread across the world because the Chinese government lied through their filthy, rotten communist teeth and tried to hide it. Then they tried to blame it on the U.S. military to cover their own worthless rear ends, and now our economy is going to pot. Workers are losing their jobs, and people can't find meat in their local grocery store, and instead of reporting what people need to know, the media morons are focused on calling Trump a racist. This is the absolute height of media elitism and irresponsibility right here. It's the exact reason why people don't trust them, because people are suffering, and that is still less important than being politically correct. And that's your reality check, America. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page, like us on Facebook and Twitter, and stay sane and healthy out there.